Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I want to talk about retrograde planets, particularly the 3 retrograde planets that will be turning retrograde all in May. On May 11th, Saturn's going to turn retrograde. On May 13th, Venus turns retrograde. And on May 14th, Jupiter turns retrograde, and Pluto turned retrograde April 25th. So all of these planets, retrograde is huge. What is retrograde all about? Retrograde means we have to reassess things. It means that the planets are going back, or they appear to go backwards from our vantage point, and therefore has a major effect on us psychologically. So we're knowing that what these planets are all about, we've got to reassess everything. And so what does that mean? To look back and to make serious plans about where we're going based on this reassessment. But when you think we can go forward, think again, because retrograde planets won't allow you to go forward. If you try to move forward, they're going to pull you back, and you're not going to be able to make much progress. So during this time, it's a reassessing of everything that these planets are basically about. And what do we look for when we look at Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter, all being retrograde in the sign of what? Capricorn, which is all about what? The government, the economy, jobs. All of this is being reassessed. All of this has to be looked at in a different way, in a different light, because we got to change. That's what this is saying. So actually, when a planet turns retrograde, it's actually more intense. Why? Because it's standing still. It's what we call stationing. So what is a stationing planet? It's when a planet, they're all going along forward, and then all of a sudden they stop and change directions and start to go backwards. At that point when they stop, that is the most powerful days. So we're looking at May 11th, 13th, and 14th as days when something will pretty much come up in our faces that we're going to have to reassess things in a whole different way. And what is retrograde? Once again, it's a time to review, reflect, reanalyze, reassess, everything. So that's a time that we can't move forward, because when you're going back to understand things from the past, and this is what retrogrades can bring up, the past, then this will make for a better future. But let me just give you an idea how long these planets are going to be retrograde, because what's fascinating to me is Jupiter and Saturn both turn retrograde this month of May, which means the reorganizing of everything, and it's in Capricorn with the government. Guess when they go direct? In September. That's the month I've been saying everything will come back together, based on the fact that K2 changes signs into Scorpio out of Sagittarius in the nakshatra of destruction, Mula. So here's what's going to happen. Saturn's going to turn direct on September 29th. And these degrees, by the way, are really important where they station. If you have any planets at these degrees, I call these sensitive degrees. It's going to affect your life in a profound way. So Saturn, by the way, when it turns retrograde on May 11th, it will station and turn retrograde at 7 degrees of Capricorn. But after it's finished and it's ready to turn direct on September 29th, it will be 1 degree Capricorn. So those degrees are important. If you have planets on those degrees, you're going to feel the pressure of Saturn, which can be very heavy and with a heavy amount of responsibility. That's what Saturn's all about. So Jupiter, May 14th, will turn retrograde at 3 degrees of Capricorn, and it will turn direct September 13th at about 23 degrees of Sagittarius. Now, if you have any planets those degrees, you're lucky, because Jupiter stationing on planets gives more opportunities, gives more things to be happy about. And the fact that Jupiter and Saturn are traveling together does create opportunities. You see, Saturn is the focus, but Jupiter is the opportunities. And together with focus and opportunities, we have a point of manifestation. So good things are going to come out of this cycle. This is something I know. Things are going to change for the better. But let's talk about the Venus retrograde. As Venus turns retrograde on the 13th at 27 degrees of Taurus, and then by June 25th, it will turn direct at 11 degrees of Taurus. And what does that mean? That's really powerful for what? Finances and money. Also relationships. Venus rules money and relationships because Venus is relative to the second sign that it rules, which is Taurus. So Venus is so strong in this sign. It's going to create some major shifts financially in the money markets, but as well as in love and relationships in harmony. But what I find very interesting about this Venus being here in Taurus, it is casting a trine to the planets in Capricorn. These are the earth signs. Earth signs are what? About the materialistic world, dealing with finances, work, career, money. This is what this is going to bring into being. New jobs, new opportunities. And the financial markets, because of this, will do very well. Now, I am predicting, though, May will be a month of depression because the planets turn retrograde. But after everything is reassessed and reorganized, when they move direct, things are going to blossom and things will start to turn back to normal. The only issue that I do see about September is we're going to have a whole new host of problems, but they will be different. They will not be the problems we're looking at right now. Why? Because that's the month that Mars turns retrograde. And Mars, when it turns retrograde, will be September 9th. And this will be at 4 degrees of Aries. Now that is going to be rough. Why? Because Mars really gets empowered by being in Aries, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's going to be very close to Uranus, and this will cause explosive events. So I believe when we're looking at Mars and we're talking about the month of September, what's going on then? All the political campaigns and rhetoric and things that are stirring up the masses here in the United States, and I'm sure around the world there are things happening that are going to create anger and possibly lead to many protests. So things are going to just change. But I believe during this retrograde period of Jupiter and Saturn, I find it remarkable they turn direct in September. And I also find it remarkable that Jupiter is casting a trine to Venus. And this is great opportunities for a change in the government and a change of how we work with our money systems and banks. It's going to improve. It's got to improve. The system before wasn't working. So what do I feel with the stock market and the money situations? It's going to be a roller coaster. But will they stay down? No, because I see something happening by the time we get to 2021, around February 21st, 22nd of February of 2021, there's going to be an incredible aspect between Jupiter and Rahu, and that creates sudden onsets, and windfalls of money. So if you are able to invest during this down cycle in the economy, don't worry, it will be back in 2021. So with that, I'd like to close. If you would like more information on me, or you would like to sign up for my free newsletter, go to my website, which is galacticcenter.org. Or if you would like to study Vedic astrology with me, I have an amazing university. Check it out. It is University of Vedic Astrology.com. Thank you.